So hi everyone, today we are starting off with the session. The lesson name is Entrepreneurship, which is part of business studies in 10th standard state board textbook. Okay, so before we get into the lesson, let us discuss few things like as we go out or the way we sit at home and watch out the things, there are many small businesses and big businesses around us. For an example, right now there is COVID-19 pandemic going on in the world, so not every store or all the business are operating. But we can see there are some online businesses undergoing still, right? We are a best example. We were conducting our classes offline, but now we have come into the virtual media and we are getting into the technology platform. So this means online platform or internet technology has helped many people to render their services to each and everyone throughout the world. Okay, not only the institutions, we can also think of online purchasing, online bill payments, so many more things. Even the government of India has taken an initiative to meet its citizen about inquiring the COVID situation using Arogya Setu app. So this is also a new concept. What if there was no internet technology? Then the things would have been difficult for us, right? So this is a concept which we can observe around us. There are many more like that. Comparing to past 20 years, there were no mobile phones, there were only landlines. So if anybody want to make a call, they should either go to their offices or to a telephone booth or come back to home to use their landlines. But now, using mobile phones, people can access calling anybody through any part of the world, right? So this is a innovation. Similarly, come to the fast foods or instant foods. So earlier we used to eat at home, otherwise we used to go to the hotels. People used to take the order and go prepare and get it. Okay, it used to take at least 15 to 20 minutes of us. But now you can go to any fast food centers or instant food makers or to any confectionaries or refreshment centers where within a fraction of seconds you get your order, isn't it? So to book any event, we used to plan 1 month ahead, but now in one single day or in one complete hour, we can plan out everything. We can leverage everything. We can give contracts to different people so that they'll come and engage our family functions. They will arrange the decorations. They will give us the catering service. So many more like that. So what are these I'm talking about? So there are many new ideas which have come into the field. That is, the businesses have raised and they have met the next level. So that is called entrepreneurship. It is nothing but business is nothing but entrepreneurship. But it is like a child growing into an adult is business. Okay, so you start anything in the beginning. For example, any person who starts his or her own enterprise or his or her own shop or a company or a service providing center, there will be initially a lot of difficulties. There will be no profit. We have to tackle the market and we have to understand what is people's choices. If I come up with a detergent soap, okay, if I come up with a soap, for me it will be very difficult because there are thousands of soap companies already working in the market, right? And for us, we will have a particular brand. One person may say, I go for Surf Excel, other person may say, I use Rin. So lot many things. They have their own brands. But if I come up with some XYZ, so for me to meet the customers and to sell my product, it is a great challenge. So there are lot many things to start off my own enterprise. That is, say, I want a factory, I want machineries, then I need materials to prepare the soap, like chemicals or raw materials. Then I need labor. I need technicians who know how to manufacture soap. Then I have to submit to the government because I cannot give any substandard material to the market. The government will conduct a checking or a survey upon my product and it will certify me whether I should sell this in the market or not. Okay. So I have to meet the government for, before I start up my enterprise, I have to meet for the license. So many advertisements, because just going and keeping the soap in the shops, it will not work out. Even the shop owner will not take my product because he is not aware of my product. So I need to do advertisement, many more things like that. Then I need transportation to shift my products to the other places in the state or in nation. So there are many things that a business person has to do. So the person who does all these things, the main decision maker, it can be one person or multiple person. They are called as entrepreneurs. Okay? The person who starts off with an idea and plan the things, the process, like what is the first step, what is the second step, after manufacturing what should I do. So who does all those processes? And this person is the one who invests. If he has his own saving, he will invest, otherwise he will borrow loan from the bankers or the non-bankers. Then he might also request for fund from the other business people or the financiers. So he will arrange for the fund, he will recruit the people, he will make a team, he will start the process, he or she will make the process. Everything is done by entrepreneur. Let's say we started a business in the month of January. In the month of March, there came a problem of COVID-19. So whatever the entrepreneur manufactured and who was ready to put the products into the market, he is now stuck. Correct? He is not having the proper channel, means the government is not allowing him to roam around, right? So there are many challenges. His products are all stuck, his employees are all waiting for the payment, right? So many things, and he has taken loan. Maybe the bank people might have extended their EMIs, but the non-bankers, the personal friends who had given him the loan are also facing problems. So he has to take all the risk, okay? So if you observe, the entrepreneur, he is the planner, he is the founder, he or she is the fundraiser, they recruit everything, they take all the risk, and finally they enjoy the profits also. Okay, so the new business starter is called an entrepreneur, and the whole process is called entrepreneurship. Fine, so this was just an introduction. Now we'll get into the textbook content and we'll go one by one. Okay, the textbook starts off with so it says entrepreneurship constitutes the driving force in the economy. So before we define entrepreneurship, they say it is a driving force. Okay, what is driving? Either we push or pull a vehicle, right? Basically pushing the vehicle, but sometimes even we need to come back, we have to take the reverse gear also. So the driving force of economy. Economy is what? Economy can be calculated for an individual house, or for an individual person, or for a state, or for a country, or to the whole world. Economy is the money making concept, okay? The amount which you have and how you can increase that amount or how you can decrease the amount. All that discussions come under the economy. So in any country, if we say our country is having say about 10,000 crores, how did we raise this? Basically it is from taxes, businesses, taxes, okay? So where did they take the taxes from? Tax is what? You sell a saree, you have to pay 18% GST. You cook a food and sell it, you have to pay some 5% GST. There are different segments for GST again. For food it is different, for medicine it is different percentage. But average or overall is 18% GST. Okay, goods and service tax. So you pay all the taxes. Where does all the taxes go? It goes into the government's treasury. Okay, so this is how the country makes money. To make money, what is needed? The businesses are needed. If you individually work, what will you pay? You will pay your taxes to the government if you are earning more than 5 lakh in a year. Okay. Again, there is different slabs. Individually, you will be paying, which is a small amount for government. But the business people, they will pay on their overall profit. They have to pay a certain percentage to the government. So an individual giving money to the government, a business person giving money to the government is different. Which is quite big, it is the business people. Hence, it is the driving force of economy. If the country has to become rich, it has to generate more and more businesses. How do we generate more businesses? Already there are some existing businesses, like there are telecom industry, food industry, manufacturing industry. Already there are so many. We need to come up with new concepts. Let us say a few years back there were no cab services. Now we have got Ola, Uber, etc. So this is a new segment added. Again few years back there were banks, but there were no ATMs. Again a new segment came. And few years back there was no online bookings. Now it is all made online. We have online courier delivery companies like Amazon, Flipkart. Then we have the online payment apps like PhonePe, Google Pay, many more like that. So all these companies, what are they doing? They are creating new jobs, they are giving salaries to people, they are creating more jobs, and they are also paying tax to the government. Which means overall the country is becoming rich. It is getting money every day, right? So we say the entrepreneurship is the driving force for economy. It is pushing the economy upward and upward. Now current situation is, since 45 days, most of the businesses didn't run. So now the economy would have decreased. Okay? Definitely it has decreased, but to what extent we have not come across. Maybe after this situation, every one of us will work more and will contribute to the country's economy. It will rise. Understood? So pulling and pushing both are called driving force. This is the term which entrepreneurship starts off with. So if we ask, right, what is entrepreneurship? You can start off with this word. It is the driving force for the economy. And there are basically 4 factors on which a business or a organization depends. 4 factors are there. For example, in a school, what is the important factor? A teacher is important, student is important, infrastructure is important, right? Infrastructure is classroom, board, books, everything. All these are non-living segments. But living segments are a teacher and a student. These are all the factors of a school. But the 4 factors of a business is capital. Capital is either money or some infrastructure like an office, a company, or a factory, machineries, etc. To run any business, whatever the essential things needed is called capital. Then labor is important. It can be any business. Let us say online business. We need technicians who know about computer, who know about coding, technology. Let us say a hotel. A hotel needs a cashier, a cook, a cleaner, everything, right? A transport person who brings the groceries, everything. So labor, capital, labor, and then we need capital, labor, and organization. Okay, now what is organization? It is the overall system. Take up an example of a small hospital. It is called an organization. Why? Hospital consists of, right from the receptionist till the cleaner or the nurse or the attendant boy, whoever it is. So overall they all comprise to form a unit. Correct? In a school, principal, teacher, the headmistress, etc., the students, watchmen, everybody will constitute to become a group. Together as a group, they will give some service to the society. So that is called organization. Then the land. Okay? For few businesses, land is not required. For many businesses, land is compulsory. Few business, even for them, let us say I am a website creator. Even for me, I need a little bit of space, a computer or a laptop and the internet. To sit and work, I need some space, right? So that space is land. For businesses like manufacturing industries, like Tatas and Birlas, they have big manufacturing industries. They need hectares together of land. Okay, so for the IT companies, they also need big spaces to build their offices. So land, organization, labor, and capital are the 4 factors of the business. Hope you have understood. Let's move on further. Okay, we have understood the introductory part of this entrepreneurship. Now, who is this entrepreneur? As I told, he is a person, he or she is a person who conducts all these activities. So let us define entrepreneur. Okay. So entrepreneur, for this word was taken from the French called entrepreneur. Okay, it ends with de. It's a French word, entrepreneur. The meaning of this is a person who undertakes some activity. Okay, undertake some activity to generate money or to generate profit. For that purpose, he or she takes an activity. Now we also do a lot of activity. We do crafts, we conduct dance classes or anything. But to conduct any activity, what is the purpose? We focus on the profit, or we focus on making money, or we focus on creating difference in the society. Okay, so this is called entrepreneur, which is a French word. Further moving on, entrepreneur is an innovator. Okay, we don't know the meaning of innovator, but we know innovation. Innovation is what? Bringing a new idea into the market. We had telephones, now we have mobile phones. In the mobile phones, now even the computers have come in. Okay, there is no need. Many of us are not using computers. We have an Android phone and a good internet speed. We can access anything. We can access emails. We can do video calls. We can send information, documents. We can share files. We can receive files. We can do money transactions, banking, then purchasing. Many more we can do using a single mobile phone. So, which means there is an innovation. Now the trending concept is artificial intelligence is coming into the market. Artificial intelligence is now the robots will be coded as per the response it gets. If I ask the robot what is the route for Jayanagar, then if it is coded in the robot, it will show the information, share your location. Okay, you are at Majestic. From Majestic, you take so and so bus, or you take this route. You take right, left. You arrive at this place. Okay, it gives you the landmark like a Google map. But artificial intelligence is ahead, next level, without any coding or without any prior knowledge. The robot itself can think like a human. Okay, so if you ask me a question, I will think and then I'll answer, right? It is my intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a robot or a computer can think by itself without any prior knowledge. Okay, so this is the next trending concept. If the Google is developing that, so that is called an innovation. Person who does that innovation is called an innovator. You create a new idea, that is innovator. Okay, we know many small kids are now coming up with many inventions. Like recently I studied that one boy is being selected for Google because he is working in the coding team. He has invented his own drone. Okay, so drone we know, but how to prepare drone with all the electronic waste which is available. Let's say you were using a phone which is now not working properly. So what we do, we throw that somewhere or we give that to the reseller. We take a new phone, right? What about an old phone now? Like that many people does. Every year many phones will be dumped. So all this electronic waste like computers, laptops, all these electronic components are reused to prepare a new thing, to prepare a new object. So that is innovation. So many things like that. Okay. So entrepreneur is an innovator and he comes up with new ideas and business process. What he does, he brings new ideas and business process. Okay, let's say we got an idea of screening the people of India. Okay, COVID-19 is the present situation. We will get an idea that without touching anybody or without using thermometers, we will plan out to devise one instrument. If somebody comes and stand in front of that device, what happens? He or she will be detected whether they have COVID-19 or not. The coronavirus is present or not. We'll just make an imagination. So that device is prepared. So that is a new idea which nobody had done. Now, how to bring this into the market? In country, how many states we have? In a state, how many districts we have? In a district, how many major cities? How many red zones? Like that, we have to plan out. For that, how much we have to manufacture. Like if there is your birthday, you will plan out how many chocolates you should carry, how many teachers are there. So you have to plan out. So let us say we need 1500 such machines immediately in 1 week. For that, how many people are needed to manufacture? For them, what is the cost that you have to pay? What is the raw materials you should bring? So all that planning is called business process. You got an idea, now you make a process. After manufacturing, how will you supply that to each people? Will you do any marketing? Will you give an advertisement in a television or a newspaper? So you have to think. Okay, all these are business process. Entrepreneur, he is a person who undertakes some activity. He is an innovator. He brings up new idea and plans out the business process. Fine. Okay. Moving ahead, so there are some skills that the entrepreneur will possess. Yes, every one of us are entrepreneurs. In our home, if we give a good idea for solving some small problem, we are still called an entrepreneur. But are we generating money from that? So that matters. If you are generating money by giving a good idea or starting a new thing, then you are an entrepreneur. So what are some of the skills that an entrepreneur possesses? Skills are what? Some behaviors or some characteristics. If I have to call somebody a genius, by what significance I call him as a genius? That person has to answer all the questions, or he thinks differently, he's good at many things, he understands the concept well. So there are some characteristics, right? So for an entrepreneur, the skills are firstly leadership skills. Leadership. You have to take the initiative. So because entrepreneur will run a company or he will run an enterprise. Small shop also, even if it is a small provision shop, there will be one worker under him. So he has to manage people. If there are no workers also, the owner has to manage the customers. Maybe there are 5 customers, you cannot be rude, you have to give line by line and you have to be very pleasant. Sometimes the customer might shout at you that this product is not good or I wanted a different product. So you have to learn many skills. So leadership skill is how you handle the crowd, how you lead your team, how you encourage, motivate your team. If you become the leader of your class, how will you manage? You cannot be rude always. Sometimes of course you should be rude. You have to motivate your team. You should come up with a new idea. You should help others. So all these skills together is called leadership. Then you have to learn management skill. Okay, what is this management? You are capable to take up any risk and give a solution. Don't give up. Okay, so you had a plan that I'll get up 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll go to walk and then sit for reading. 9 o'clock I'll go to school, I'll come back at 3:30, then I'll go to tuition, then I'll come and make my own notes, I'll read. So you had a plan. Suddenly there came a situation which spoiled everything. You are not able to go to school now, you are not able to go to tuitions, and you are not getting any textbooks. So will you give up? No, we have to search for alternative. Is there anything available? Anything in online? Or can we request our seniors? Or can we talk to our friends, receive some notes from them? Or access online tuitions like this? So you have to make an alternative plan. So that is managing. Right now, many companies are not working 100%. Even now the Karnataka government has released only 33% of the workers to go out and work. Using this 33%, the businesses are trying to meet their cost at least. 10 minutes. So they are not able to make profit, but they are at least able to make some money. Let us say the company was making 10 lakh business every month. Okay, in the 10 lakh, paying the salary, paying the rent, everything, the owner used to make 2 lakh of profit. Now using only 33%, he is at least making 5 lakh. Okay, so that 5 lakh is enough to give salary, to give rent, to bear his expenses. Like the owner also has his family, his kids, everything, right? So he has to bear the cost. That is still good, right? So he is able to manage. So management skills, it doesn't depend only at the risk time. Managing is how well you plan your business, how well you make use of the opportunity. Let us say right now, the biggest profit making companies are pharmaceuticals and medical industries, right? So and some of the textile industries. Rather than, let us take any garment industry, rather than manufacturing shirts and pants, it can can manufacture masks now. So this will run. People will definitely purchase masks. Nobody wants shirt, pants or trousers, saree, anything now. They want masks, and doctors need aprons, medical attires they need. So that the companies can manufacture now. Definitely there will be market. This is called management. How you make use of the situation. How will you manage only 33% of your employee? Earlier there were 100 employees. So I used to do lot many things and I used to make profit. Now I have got only 33 people. I should not get depressed. I have to overcome this and able to manage my business. That is called management skills. How do you manage everything overall, the employees or the government or the money, etc. Then strong team building. Okay, let us say we started a school, that is my business. Can I bring whoever is going on the road, can I bring them as a teacher? No, I have to build a very strong team. My team has to be strong so that my business will meet the success. I need qualified teachers. I want people who can work sincerely and honestly for me. Even if I recruit a watchman, the watchman should possess some skills. Watchman cannot allow everybody into the school, right? He has to ask each and every person, who are you, where did you come from? He has to collect his details, phone number, address, what purpose he is coming, and should I allow that person directly to the principal's cabin? Whether the principal is busy or not, should I allow or should I take the permission? Not many things. So I have to build a very strong team. Similarly, for big enterprises like, let us say the Tata Consultancy Services, it is a software company. So it is a huge company. They have donated about 1,500 crores for the Indian government to bear the expense of COVID-19. If they are donating 1,500 crores, students, just imagine how much money they are making. Just donation is 1,500 crores, but what is the money they are making? You just multiply some 40 or 50 times of this. Okay, that much of amount maybe that company is making. So if the company is earning so much, how many people will be there? So how many branches will they have? They are a worldwide company. Okay, they will be listed in NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ is all international associations where only international companies will be listed. Not any small companies will not get listed there. So to manage all such people, there should be good managers, good CEOs, COOs. So all those are our team. So team building is a very important skill that an entrepreneur should have. Okay, next. Even if you people conduct a small game at your school and if you are the captains, will you take anybody randomly? No, you think who is good player, who is a good batsman, who is a good bowler. So you will make an analysis and you will take them to your team because your team has to win. That is your goal. Similarly, then managing the business. Managing business is what? Arranging the fund, giving rent or giving salaries or bringing raw materials. You have only 1 lakh. In that 1 lakh, you have to bear about 2 months. So in that 2 months, how much salary you will pay? Then, for example, there are 10 people with 10,000 salary. In 1 month only, you will complete all your 1 lakh amount. So what will you do now? You have to request your employees that due to the situation, I will give you 50% of the salary this month, 50% next month. If we recover, once we recover, I will pay back everything. So you have to convince them. Otherwise, you go to a bank, take a loan, you give salary to your employees. And to bear that loan, to pay back, you need to work hard. You need to make your business successful. So all such risk taking and balancing is called managing the business. It is similar to management skill, but management skill is the individual skill. Managing business is only for business. Personally, how you are, it doesn't matter. Are you balancing your business good? Is it going well? That is called managing business. Okay? Then. So many more skills like that, and you should be an opportunity user. Okay? You should never lose your opportunities. Okay? So right now, if you see every day in newspapers and in televisions, one or the other advertise will be of online learning. So all this Byju's, Vedantu, big companies, and they are doing good job. They are offering free learning materials, and they are also offering trial months, 2 or 3 months they have added, where the students can use them. So they are making use of opportunities. Currently they are providing free tuitions, but later they can request those community whoever had logged in to be the part of their business, like to be a customer, right? So they are doing good to the society and they are also expecting good. So that is making use of the opportunity. Similarly, the other companies may be coming up with alternatives. Like I said, manufacturing of mask is making use of opportunity, right? Then you can also think of the sanitizer companies or the hand wash companies. They are all making use of this opportunity. They are manufacturing more and more, and they are supplying to many people at lower cost. Even then they are making profit. That is called making use of the opportunity. So all these are the skills that a business person should have. Start a new session. Okay, so we understood the meaning of entrepreneurship, entrepreneur, and what are the skills that he or she has to possess. Now the characteristics of entrepreneur. Again, it is a kind of skill. Characteristic is while he or she is in a business, that owner who started off that business has to do lot many things like this. First is he has to be creative. Correct? Like I took an example of a soap. If my soap has to reach every customer, I have to be little creative. Not only giving the any problem? That's okay. So the entrepreneur should be creative. If my soap has to reach to the market, not only giving that to a lower price. If the present soap is 10 rupees and if I give it for 5 rupees, not everybody will take. If you give it for less money also, people will not want. They need something creative, they need quality. Okay, so what I can add to the creativity? So we all know that the chips packets which were being sold, okay, let us take some potato chips or something. So what creativity the people who came into the market did was, they started giving coupons, like Paytm people, they gave a code. Okay, if you go and press that code, and you might get 5 rupees recharge or something. And what they used to do, they used to add some small toys inside. Okay, I don't know the brand name, but they used to add some toys for the children inside. For taking the toys, the children used to purchase those chips. Okay, like Kinder Joy, there is a chocolate, so there will be a toy inside. Correct? So this is a creativity, an innovation which an entrepreneur did. Like that, there are many more. Okay, so initially the online payment people like PhonePe and Google Pay, even now they'll give us some cashbacks. Okay, and they will give us some offers, and even the Zomato or any Swiggy companies, whenever you make an order, they will not give you money to your hand. Let us say you ordered something for 100 rupees. They will give you an item for 80 rupees. The rest of the 20 rupees, they will not give you back. What they will do, they will keep that in their wallet, and they will tell you within 1 week you have to order something worth 100 rupees, so that your 20 rupees will be discounted there. So what happened here? Earlier you had a plan to purchase only one pizza, okay? You had taken only one pizza and you are satisfied. You didn't have an idea of taking, let us say you didn't have an idea of purchasing a sandwich next week. But since you have this 20 rupees in your wallet and its validity is getting over, so what happens? You will get an idea of making a purchase. Isn't it a creativity done by a XYZ company? So indirectly they are making you to purchase, they are making you to spend your money. So this is a creativity, and they are also not making it forcefully. They are using good techniques, and they are giving you discounts. The pizza which you go and take for 100 rupees in the shop is available at 80 rupees, and also it is coming to your doorstep, which is still a benefit for you, right? You saved your petrol going to your shop, or you saved your energy, you saved your time, and also you saved your money. 20 rupees is saved for you. So all these are creativity. The company is also making profit, the customer is also making profit. Okay, so this is creativity. Then dynamism. Dynamism is being dynamic. You have to think on spot. You cannot be stagnant. we are very appropriate to the situation. So right now we have to be dynamic. Maybe we don't have many options to render our product or service, but we need to think uniquely. We have to be prepared. We have to take the things seriously, and we have to start working out. We should never get depressed. A business person cannot go to a depression, okay? He has to be very strong enough to take up all the challenges. So you be dynamic, that is, think on spot, okay? Immediately if a company gives you an order of 1,000 products, that soap, okay, we'll come back to the soap. So somebody will give you an order of 1,000 soaps has to be reached in 1 week time, but you have only 33 people in your office. So how will you do that? And you cannot ask your workers to work day and night also. So you start thinking, make groups, 10 people from morning 9 to evening 6 p.m. and you tell them I'll pay you extra because you will be making more profit. So they also will be motivated, yes, I'll get more money, so let me work till 10 or 11 and extend. Then make another group who will work in the night shift. So day and night, if your machine is working, you can definitely reach your target. If not the exact, you will go near to that. That is called dynamic behavior. You think on spot and you render the service to the market. Innovation, again, you invent new things to the market. You come up with a different idea. Okay, so earlier in the banks there were no cash deposit machines, there were no CDMs. It is a recent concept. Okay, CDM. So what people used to stand at the long queues and they have to go only in the banking hours. On the government holidays, people cannot deposit money. Let us say a person is staying in Bangalore and his parents are in Mysore. He cannot go to Mysore, he has to send money to his parents and there is no amount in his bank, but he had taken money from his friend. How to reach that money? He cannot put that in a postal cover, or he cannot send that in a courier service. It also takes at least 1 day, right? He wants that money to reach in another 1 or 2 hours because his parents need that for some medical expense. Let us think like that. So what he can do? So then the banks came up with CDM machine. And today is a bank holiday. Let us imagine like that. How will that person go and give the money? There is no bank. Even if there was a bank, he has to stand in a queue, fill up the challan, give the money to the banker. He has to seal and then things should happen. So then came up with a concept called CDM. It is a kind of ATM kind of machine where you personally go anytime and you put the money inside that CDM machine, press all the needed numbers and password, it gets deposited into your account. And from there you can send it to any accounts also. You can directly deposit amount to others also. That was an innovation. Even after that, there came one more innovation. The online payment companies like PhonePe, Google Pay. So what happened? You can only transfer your money. You have money in your bank account. No need to go and give a check to anybody. You can just ask their phone number and transfer money. Right? So all these are innovations. Day by day, things are getting easy for us. Okay? This is called an innovation. So I recently read in the paper and it came in WhatsApp group also. In Bangalore, Fortis Hospital of Bannerghatta, they have built a new robot. They have not built, they have got a new robot to screen the people. So let us say if I personally stand and screen each person, I am more riskful to get the disease, right? Among the 1,000 people whom I checked using the head thermometer, if any one person was infected, even there is possibility of getting infection for me. So rather than that, bringing a robot will solve the problem. At least the health workers like watchmen, the attenders, nurse, doctors will be away from the disease. Once the robot analyzes, yes, this person is more near, he is closer to the COVID situation, then the doctor comes in. Even the doctor will come in a well sanitized room and he will maintain social distancing and then treat that person. So all these are innovations. Day by day, things are getting better for us. It is making our life easy. Then leadership, as I told in the skills of entrepreneur, you have to be a leader. You have to take your team ahead. You should give guidelines. You should motivate your team. Then the work will happen. Risk taking is you take risk during the emergencies. Okay, as I told, you don't have money, but you have to pay your employees. If you don't pay, they'll all leave the company. Maybe after 2 or 3 months, once all the things get cleared, You need employees. Where will you go? So what is the risk that you take? You pledge your property, or you go request for a personal loan or a business loan. People will help you out. Okay, all these are risk taking. Many more like that. You take risk. Okay, you will think that yes, if I manufacture 20,000 masks, I will get a good business. Okay, that is risk taking. Some people will tell no. Many companies are manufacturing masks, you don't take a risk. So what you will do, no, let me do that. Because in India, this part of the India is not getting the mask. So let me provide them at a lower rate. So you take a risk and you succeed taking that risk. You have to take calculative risk. Simply going and manufacturing 10,000, let us say 10,000 cars now is not risk taking. You just make an imagination, after 2 months, people will start buying the cars. So I manufacture 10,000 cars. It is not a good risk because people have already faced many financial loss. Will they make an option of purchasing a car? No. They will make the option of helping their family, making admissions to their kids, then making going for the treatments or whatever is basic, they will plan out for that, not to afford a luxury life, right? So risk taking should be calculative. Then commitment. If you commit something to a business, okay, you have to render that service. So many IT companies have committed that for 2 years I will provide the service. Let us say State Bank of India is associated with Infosys. Okay, State Bank of India need all its softwares and its maintenance from the company called Infosys. Infosys is a software company, right? During this COVID-19, if suddenly Infosys tell, no, we don't have employees at office, so I cannot provide you service. Is that a commitment? Can that business grow well in future? No. So Infosys should take the risk. It should give systems and resources to the person to their home, and they should start making work from home option. That is why many IT companies have allowed their workers to work from home. That is called work from home, right? They are committed. They want to give their services. If they had stopped it, today we could have not sent any money on the phone pay, or we could have not gone to the bank. We would have not received our salaries. Nothing would have happened if the companies would not committed. So commitment is important. You promise something, you should do that. Okay. Then decision making. Decision making is you decide to do something. What do you decide? Okay. Now currently most of the schools are making a decision of converting their teaching system into online. Okay, they are getting all to the virtual systems. So that is a big decision schools are taking now. Is that worth taking? Yes, because we are already in the mid of May now, almost. So if the May completes, then starts June, which is almost the academic year. So they have to be very proactive. They have to start their classes, they have to collect the fees, then they have to conduct online test, everything. If they don't do anything, then the students will lack their studies and there are chances of losing their admissions. Okay, so that is why even the government of India is telling, please go with online teaching. So that is a big decision that every school is making. Conducting online teaching is not easy. They need technology, the teacher has to be trained to use the technology. They should prepare the content. Internet should be there, big systems, then platforms like Zoom or anything. So many more things are needed. That is a big decision that a government or a person or any entrepreneurs take up. Self-confidence to do all these things. You should be confident enough. If you are not motivated, you cannot motivate your team. You cannot do your business well. So we have to be confident. When we will be confident? If we are prepared well. Let us say we are going for an exam. If you are fearful, which means you are still not clear about the concept. If you have learned everything, you have revised well, you have written many tests, and you know concepts, and you are ready. You are ready that, yes, I can write whatever the question that comes in the exam. But if it is beyond my thinking or if it is beyond my knowledge, it's okay. I will learn from that. So that is your self-confidence. You should be at that level. Similarly, in a business, the entrepreneur will create a new thing. He will be dynamic. He will take risks. He or she will be committed. Decision will be made. Everything is made. And that person is also self-confident that, good, if my business, yes, definitely my business will go well. Even if that doesn't go well, I am not bothered. I will again come back. I will do it. So that is the self-confidence. Okay, so similarly team building, which I've already told, you have to recruit proper people to your team. Goal orientation, always our focus should be towards the goal. So entrepreneur's goal will be, okay, by the end of March I will make 10 crores, by the end of December I will make 20 crores. So that is his planning. Next year I'll start a new office in, today this year I had an office in Bangalore. Disconnect. Okay, so the entrepreneur will think, this year I have a business in Bangalore, next year I will start in Delhi, Calcutta, Mysore, like that. So that is goal oriented. Okay, so then comes the functions of entrepreneur. We'll look into that. Okay, what is functions? Functions are what work does he do. Entrepreneur, what kind of work he or she will do. Okay, entrepreneur starts a business activity by preparing various business related plans. It all starts off with a plan, right? Even we all have started with a plan. Many people will make plans during their New Year resolution time, or they make plans before they start up any new thing, right? So they'll even a housemaker will start a plan in the morning. The mother will plan, okay, I'll prepare so and so things today for the kids, and then I will clean the house, I will wash the clothes, like that. There should be a plan. According to the plan, we can work. Simply randomly going and starting something may not fetch us a good result. So planning is the first function. Then he or she organizes the factors of production. Organizing factors for production. What is factors for production? Coming back to the same example, soap. So you need to produce that soap. What are the factors needed? I told you 4 factors: the land, capital, labor, and organization. So you go arrange the land, where you have to set up your factory, look for a godown or look for a machine, anything. Recruit your people. You have to recruit people who have experience in manufacturing the soap. So like that. And then how much money is needed, then where you have to sell this, everything that is called the factors for production, and you are organizing. Now let us say we are not producing anything, we are giving the services. You start off a BPO office, okay? You call up the customers and inquire that whether their product is working or not. A person purchased some washing machine, so LG company or IFB is keeping a small BPO to check the services of the company. Okay, so the customer care center people will call up and they will inquire about the product. Okay, so that is a service. Even for that, factors are required, our office is required, computers are required, people are required. So all these are factors. It can be a product or a service. We need factors. Then what does he do? He takes the decisions about product, technology, marketing, product, technology, marketing, and then employment. Okay, the person has started his business, the same soap company I take. Okay, some soap he has started manufacturing. What kind of product he has to deliver? For example, some soaps, if you see the soaps used to bath, they will be rounded shape, there will be rectangles. Very uniquely I have seen there is a rhombus kind of soap also in some foreign country, I don't know the name. Even the chocolates, if you see, they will come in different shapes, okay, like this. You get like this. So there are many shapes. There is a chocolate called tambourine something, which is a kind of prism or pyramid like this prism. So there are many shapes they are coming up with. So how your product should be, what should be the cover design, what should be the name, what contents you have to put in that. Okay, if you see many health drinks, some drinks will come with strawberry flavor, some with chocolate flavor, and now they have released women's Horlicks. Then for the baby there is a different Horlicks. For men also they are getting Horlicks. So different brand and different taste are coming. So the person decides what should be his product, how it should be, what is the unique thing that they have to add. Then technology. Technology is there in every business now. You prepare a small marker also, so for that you need a technology. Should the cap be at this shape, or the color should be white or red. To add that, you need technology, you need graphics, DTP, then computer technology, coding, many things. So the technology will be decided from the entrepreneur. And marketing. So how will you make your products to reach the customers? They will opt for different marketing strategies. A big company like the jewelry shops and all, those people can make a short films and they will put it in television, correct? And even the good companies like can take any companies, they will bring ads in the televisions. But small companies cannot afford ads because they are lakhs together. For just 1 minute telecast, in well, not even 1 minute, 30 seconds telecast in the TV, they will charge lakhs together for a day. So we cannot opt for that. So people will use BTL, below the line. So they will print pamphlets, or they will issue it to the people, or in the newspaper they will give leaflets. Or nowadays you see, you open any app, there will be pop-ups of many advertisements. Okay, presently we are seeing some online game company, Rummy Circle. They keep on popping up because they are making use of the situation. Because everybody is at home, most of our time will be for the screen. They will be looking at the mobiles, so they are popping up. They are giving ads. So many more like this. It's a good way of marketing. Okay, so there are different techniques to market. Then comes employment, choosing the people for their work, which is team building of the characteristic. Then he coordinates things effectively. What is coordinating? There will be entrepreneur who is the owner. The HR manager will come. HR is the person who recruits the people. Recruit is selecting the people for the job. He will come and tell a complaint. The marketing manager will come and tell, sir, that so and so TV channel, people are not telecasting our ad for 5 times in a day. We have paid money to telecast 5 times a day. He will come and tell a complaint. Or suddenly there comes a business order. Send us 20,000 products. So many things will be coming. He has to coordinate. He cannot just focus on manufacturing 20,000 things. He should also take care of, why marketing is not happening, or why the people are not working properly, or suddenly there comes a profit. He cannot use all the profit for his personal use. He should plan out. Okay, next year I'm starting a new venture, I have to invest that money to a new business. Like that, lot many challenges will be coming. The entrepreneur should effectively run the business. Effective is being proactive, being perfect, okay, giving results. Working is there. Working and effective working are both different. Okay, working is I walk 10 times to the shop to bring each material. Effective working is I sit, I list out the things, I plan out, I go to the shop only at once and I bring all the things. So I saved my energy, I saved my vehicle fuel, everything, right? So this is called effective. So similarly, the entrepreneur should be working effectively. Then he has to introduce new methods into the practice. If it is a product, definitely there should be innovations every day. Okay, so you see the mobile phones nowadays, each mobile brand, you take any XYZ company, you take Samsung or Apple or Vivo, anything, they'll come up with new innovations, right? Their previous release is not as the present release. Maybe the previous mobile had 64 GB RAM, now it has got 128 GB. Then earlier it had only 3 cameras, now it has 5 cameras. There are AI cameras, quad cameras coming into the picture, there are pop-up cameras coming, and the Android technology, earlier there were Jelly, something Android technology was there. Now they come up with their own strategy. So many new innovations should be there in the product day by day. You should bring on the new methods. Okay, then only the product will be present in the market. Then he has to handle the budget of his concern, budget handling. As I told, whatever the money he has to plan only with that money. If it is exceeding the budget, then he has to plan out to cut the cost. So many companies now are removing the employees because cost cutting is happening. We call this as recession in the companies. In IT companies, this is called recession. If the company is not making profit, but it has 1,000 employees, it cannot pay all that 1,000 employees, right? So what they will do, in the present situation also, there are 100 employees, government has allowed only 33% of it to work. What about the remaining 67%? Am I correct? Yeah, remaining 67%. Now the owner will think, do I need the 67 people after the lockdown period? Yes, if he needs, then he has to balance them also. He will not pay complete salary for them because they are sitting at home, they are not contributing anything. But they are my future assets. I need them for my future. So what the owner will do now? At least the owner will pay 50% salary for them for 2 months. Later, when they join the company, he will make use of them. He will make them to work 2 hours extra every day, or in the holidays, or in the weekends also. So he will take back all what he paid extra. Understood? So that is what budget planning. You need to plan out how much money you have, where and all you have to spend. Can you spend all the money on marketing? What about the employees' rent? What about the manufacturing raw materials? Who will pay? So all these things should be taken care. Then he bears the risk and uncertainty. So entrepreneur will be ready to take any risk and uncertainty. Uncertainty is you did not expect this will happen. Suddenly, maybe okay, you transported 1,000 materials to your neighboring state. While on the road, the lorry met with an accident and most of the items got damaged. So you have to be ready for facing that uncertainty. What the company will do, before sending the logistics itself, the material, the company would have got the insurance. So on the way, if the vehicle got accident, the medical expenses of the driver, the loss what he got due to the damage of the materials, everything will be paid back from the insurance company. What if the entrepreneur had not taken an insurance and just sent the material like that? So he cannot bear the cost. So that is what risk taking or being prepared for the uncertainty. Then at last, he will be ready to take any measures to perform effective operations. That is, to run a business firm, you need to be ready to take effective decisions. You need to take decisions every now and then. That is, let us say we are running a business in Chennai and we are shifting the entire business to Bangalore. Can that business be the same? Can I bring all those Chennai people here? Many people will not come because their families are based out in Chennai. So what the effective decision should be now? The person has to recruit people in Bangalore now. He has to take local people so that they know the market well. Then only my business will run properly. So these are all called effective decisions. So that is the functions of entrepreneur. Then there are many more things to come. There are roles of entrepreneurs and who are the financial institutions who help the business to run. Because entrepreneur is a new person or a person who may not have much savings will come into the market. So that person has to be helped, right? As I told in the beginning, it is the driving force of economy. The government gets benefit from starting a new business. If I start a new business, I am helping the government indirectly. So now the government has to help me when I am growing. So how will the government help me? It will provide me loans at small interest because I am an entrepreneur. I have to build my business. I need some support, financial support, and I need some technical support also. I need training. I need to understand the market. For all this, government has set up some banks to provide loans. Some training centers are there. So all those things we will discuss in the next session, and we will also discuss about some entrepreneurs because we have studied about entrepreneurship, how he plans, how he works, everything we have studied. Is there any examples? Are there any entrepreneurs who started the business? What business they started, how did they make profit? So that also we'll see in the next session. Thank you so much.